The kingdom of Kashi shimmered like a jewel on the banks of the holy Ganges. Its palaces soared to the heavens. Its gardens overflowed with fragrant blooms. And at its heart lived Prince Siddhartha, as beloved by the people as the morning sun. Siddhartha possessed unmatched compassion. His heart overflowed with kindness. He saw the divine spark in every creature, great and small. The people of Kashi loved him. They believed he would usher in a golden age. Siddhartha excelled in his princely duties. He mastered the art of warfare. He studied statecraft and philosophy, yet he never let pride touch his heart. He treated everyone with respect. From the lowliest servant to the most esteemed scholar, all felt seen and heard by the prince. His presence filled Kashi with hope. His laughter echoed through the palace halls, a melody that brought joy to every heart. Siddhartha, however, remained oblivious to the envious eyes that followed his every move. Within the palace walls, a venomous envy festered in the heart of Queen Manorama. She was Siddhartha's stepmother. Her own son, the younger Prince Devrata, paled in comparison to the noble Siddhartha. Devrata was consumed by greed and ambition. He craved power. He resented his brother's popularity. Manorama fueled her son's envy. She whispered venomous tales in his ears. She plotted against Siddhartha in the shadows. Manorama yearned for Devrata to inherit the throne. She dreamed of the day he would rule Kashi. She would be the queen mother, her power absolute. Siddhartha, with his compassion and integrity, was a thorn in her side. He was an obstacle to her ambitions. She vowed to remove him from her path. Her heart hardened with each passing day, consumed by her wicked desires. One day, under the pretense of a hunting expedition, Manorama and Devrata lured Siddhartha deep into the jungle. They led him to a secluded grove where a dark ritual was underway. A wizened old tantric, his eyes glowing with malevolent power, chanted incantations. Strange symbols were etched on the ground, pulsating with eerie energy. Siddhartha, sensing treachery, drew his sword, but it was too late. Devrata struck him from behind. The prince, betrayed by his own brother, collapsed. As Siddhartha lay helpless, the tantric began to chant with renewed fervor. His words crackled with dark magic. The air grew heavy. The forest held its breath. The prince felt a searing pain coursing through his veins. His vision blurred. When the pain subsided and his vision cleared, he found himself staring at his reflection in a pool of water. He was no longer a man. The tantric had transformed him into a dog with matted fur and sorrowful eyes. Section 4. A Dog's Life. Cast out from his own kingdom, Siddhartha wandered the forest as a stray. He scavenged for scraps. He slept under the open sky. The once mighty prince, now a humble dog, experienced the world's harsh realities. He endured hunger, pain, and loneliness. He faced the cruelty of other animals, yet through it all his innate nobility shone through. He never resorted to violence. He never abandoned his compassion. Even as a dog, Siddhartha helped those in need. He protected a lost child from wild animals. He led a blind beggar to safety. He comforted those who were grieving. His actions, though simple, touched the lives of many. He became a silent guardian, a furry angel wandering the streets, unseen, unheard, yet always present, always ready to offer a helping paw. The people of Kashi, unaware of his true identity, treated him with kindness, for his noble spirit shone through his canine form. Section 5. Shadows over Kashi. Meanwhile, a dark cloud descended upon Kashi. With Siddhartha gone, Manorama and Devrata seized control. Devrata, now king, ruled with an iron fist. He was a tyrant. He imposed heavy taxes. He imprisoned anyone who dared to oppose him. The kingdom, once prosperous and happy, groaned under his oppressive rule. The laughter of children was replaced by the clanging of swords. The fragrance of flowers was overpowered by the stench of fear. As if echoing the kingdom's sorrow, the king, Siddhartha's father, fell gravely ill. The royal physicians were baffled. They tried every remedy known to them, but the king only weakened with each passing day. A pall of gloom settled over the palace. Whispers of a curse spread like wildfire through the city. The people of Kashi, once proud and content, now lived in fear and despair. Their beloved kingdom, once a beacon of hope, was crumbling from within. Section 6. Recognition. One day, drawn by an invisible force, the dog Siddhartha found himself outside the palace gates. He could sense his father's weakening life force. He knew he had to reach him. The guards tried to shoo him away, but the dog, with unexpected strength, pushed past them and into the palace. He ran through the corridors, guided by his heart. He reached the king's chamber. The guards, astonished by the dog's persistence, let him be. The king, delirious with fever, saw the dog standing by his bedside, his clouded eyes suddenly focused. He recognized his beloved son in the dog's sorrowful gaze. He weakly reached out and touched the dog's head. A single tear rolled down the king's cheek. "My son," he whispered, his voice barely audible. The dog licked his hand, his heart breaking at the sight of his father's suffering. The king, with his last ounce of strength, revealed Manorama and Devrata's treachery to his horrified courtiers. Section 7. The Triumph of Compassion. The news of the king's revelation spread through the palace like wildfire. The courtiers, enraged by the queen's cruelty, rose up in revolt. They stormed the royal chambers and apprehended Manorama and Devrata. The dog Siddhartha stood guard, his eyes blazing with righteous anger. The king banished his wicked wife and son from Kashi forever. A hush fell over the room. The dog stepped forward. A golden light enveloped him. When the light subsided, Prince Siddhartha stood restored. The entire court erupted in joy. The king embraced his son. The people of Kashi rejoiced. Siddhartha ascended the throne. He ruled Kashi with justice and compassion.